his friend Sam, who's a little bit ahead of him, he showed up early because he had class after, because he's actually farther advanced than Johnny, because he's been doing it for a little bit longer. But still, he showed up for his friend because he knew that he was going to get a new belt and he wanted to see him and celebrate him. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to fucking cry.
Yeah.
Here's a 13-year-old showing up to support his friend. So he was advancing to a different belt. I was like,
Dude,
you know what? Right?
And Riker did something like that similar very recently too. Through their fucking baseball tournaments. He's got friends on other teams that they play in the season and stuff. And he wanted to go watch them play in the playoffs and in the tournaments. And even after they had gotten eliminated. Which was heartbreaking in itself because Riker's team went undefeated all season and then they lost in the semifinals. Man, it just felt so fucking, it was a tough loss.
That is.
Like even that didn't let him stop supporting his fucking friends and showing
Right?
We can learn a lot from our kids.
Welcome to Cut the Crap with Beth and Matt, the world's #1 no bullshit health and fitness podcast.
Are you ready to cut the crap with your diet and exercise, get strong as fuck, and build a healthy relationship with food? Then you've come to the right place.
Let's go. If you'd like to support us in the podcast, join our Patreon where you get exclusive content, which consists of monthly workouts you can do at home or at the gym, monthly challenges that are either strength, habit, or mindset based, and access to over 100 plus low-calorie, high-protein, family-friendly meals. These are all designed by a professional chef who is certified in nutrition. These recipes are already in MyFitnessPal for easy fucking tracking. New recipes are also added each week.
We believe that fitness is for everyone, so this is our way of getting you started on your health and fitness journey at a price most everyone can afford. So what the fuck are you waiting for? We'll see you in the Patreon.
What's up, Matt?
Nerdle alert. How are you?
Nerdle alert. I'm not bad.
Not bad. Good. You're walking away. I love to see it.
Always walking. It's been raining for like 3 or 4 days here, it seems like. So
really?
I'm having to get the shit done on the old treadmill. Walking pad, actually, this time.
You've still been hitting the walks, though, I've seen.
Oh, yeah. But I haven't been, I guess I've been randomly outside when there's a break.
Yeah.
But
when there's a break.
Because I take my little snack walks, I call them, you know?
Yeah. I love that. Yeah.
Whenever it's like, all right, I got 10 minutes, let's walk around the block. It's not raining, walk the dog, whatever.
So, yeah, I like that. It's a fun way of saying that, right? Like, it's kind of like exercise snacks, like Alyssa says.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Yeah. Because I don't know if you get this question a lot, but I know I do. It's like, how long do you walk for? How many minutes does it take? How many miles to get in? And for me, it's like, I put my watch on in the morning and everything that I'm doing counts as steps. Like whether I'm getting out of my car to get to the gym, because I park far away from the entrance, whether I'm grocery shopping, whatever it may be, my step count, I'm just, it's just tracking my steps.
Yep.
So I don't necessarily like count the time that I'm outside or pay attention to the miles or any of that. Only if I'm like running and
at this point in your life, it's you will go crazy trying to do that.
I mean, why? Yeah, everyone like they get really crazy about that. It's like, no, just fucking move your body when you can. Just
when you
fucking stop sitting. Just start moving.
But also saying like when you can, that doesn't mean to not be intentional with it, right? Like you're going to need to carve out some time to be with your other stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that's the key is that movement that's outside of the intentional walk, the intentional strength training.
I usually, gauge my like how long I go for a walk by where I'm at with my step count for the day. It's like, okay, if I'm like at 3 o'clock, I'm at like 3,000 steps. All right, let's go for an hour walk.
Yeah. Admittedly, I've been a little bit more lax with my walks ever since, with me logging as many miles as I am running, especially for the week now. But it's also interesting, though, the drop off now that I've got my activity watch from the days I'm running to the days I'm not running, the activity levels. It's almost like a 8 to 10,000 step difference. So, I mean, that makes sense, too, when I'm running. That's those steps right there. So,
yeah, exactly. And that counts.
And it counts. It absolutely counts. And the biggest thing for the main reason why I go on walks right now is, of course, to have some type of intentional movement on my days off from running. Because on my days off from running, I'm going to the gym and I'm getting my walk. But also Dutch, right? She needs her exercise. She's
having a dog helps.
Anxious mess without a walk, just like me.
Yeah.
Sarah makes that joke all the time, and it's not a joke because it's true. She's like, Matt, you and Dutch are the same person. You guys feed off of your guys' energy. If you're anxious, she's anxious. If she's anxious, you're anxious. I'm like, huh. So
that's funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hells yeah. Cool.
Yeah. So,
what do we want to get into today? What's new with you?
What is new?
Today is July 24th.
The fuck is new? I swear. I feel like this week's been absolutely insane. My husband, Mike, has been sick. So we went to Portland this weekend. He was starting to get sick. He took a COVID test before we left and he was like, okay, he was fine, but he just kind of was like not feeling too good.
Mm-hmm.
He was a trooper the whole weekend and then he really crashed when we got back. And so he's been home. It's Wednesday? Not like him.
Yeah.
On the couch, just coughing and feeling like shit. I think he's coming out of it today, but it's been quite a nightmare. I don't know if when you get sick as a male, like literally.
The male cold is the
I'm
worst
telling
thing
you, I could fucking run circles with COVID if I had it around his ass currently.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
I'm like,
I will fully acknowledge that when a man is sick, we will be dying. If
he admits
just
it.
A cold.
And I'm like, you need to go somewhere because you're so fucking negative right now. I don't even want you around. Like, seriously, like just stop.
Get bullshit away from me.
Protect my peace, man. Like everything that comes out of your mouth is just negative. And so I'm walking the dog all the time. I'm feeding Johnny all the time. In between everything else that I'm doing, I have like fucking 2 kids here right now. This morning I had to get up at like 6 a.m. to get to the gym by 7 because I had a meeting at 9:30. I called Johnny on the way home. Yeah. And he's like, I haven't eaten yet. So my husband didn't even feed my son.
Damn it.
Our son, I should say. So I stopped at Dunkin' and got him a croissant with ham and egg because as soon as I got home, it was 9:30 and I had to go meet Hunter for our meeting in 15 minutes. So I didn't have time to really make him anything.
Yeah.
So I'm rushing around.
Pivot lifestyle.
Seriously, it's like, all right, let's do this one thing to the next because I have someone at the house that currently can't do anything.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's been
hopefully he gets out of the man flu soon.
Yeah. I can't handle it. I'm about to go get a hotel.
Yeah.
I can't make content because he's in the living room, coming in the kitchen, and usually my content is right in the kitchen area,
in between.
The dining room area, and then or I go outside. But it's raining, so I can't go outside.
Are they done working on your house now?
No, that's gonna be going on for like the next year.
Oh God.
Yeah, we're shingling
going
the
in
whole
phases
house.
at least? Do you at least get some relief from it?
I don't know. We're shingling the whole house.
Got it. Okay.
So
I can't wait to see it.
My God, it's badass. It's fucking cool.
I'll be there in just a fucking couple of weeks.
I know. They haven't been here since last week though, because it's been raining. So apparently they don't work in the rain either.
You don't want to work outside in the rain? What the fuck?
It's fucking A. I'm like, we don't have any fucking carpenters here. Where are they?
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's really their only days off because most of the time they're working full, like 7 days a week, and they really do work with the weather. So
they want to come on the weekends usually, and I'm like, no.
Exactly. Yeah.
No.
I want to be outside. Do another project on somebody else's house on the weekend. Then my dad was a contractor. Right? He worked 7 days a week and only worked when the weather didn't let him. So yeah.
Yeah.
It's a tough fucking life. That is.
I know, right?
I mean, your husband works in a very physically demanding job too. So yeah.
Oh, very. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
How about you, Matt? What's going on?
Dude, I've been so chill.
Yeah.
I've just been super chill, unbothered. I'm really practicing that word. We just launched our challenge, our 38-day challenge, the Healthy Habits and Consistency Challenge, and we're just calling it the Pivot Through Summer Challenge. We launched that. We had 75 people sign up for that. We're really excited.
Nice.
Everybody's just so supportive. I just love the community aspect of these challenges, right?
Yeah.
When you run your challenges. So it's really cool. So now it's just like, okay, now I'm taking this week off to kind of just cruise in terms of not doing anything new for the business and just enjoying the fruits of my labor, essentially, because we just worked really hard for a couple of weeks.
Yeah. Launching is a lot of work. For anyone that doesn't understand, like when we launch things like challenges, they are like a couple of weeks of a lot of work, right? Like the back end part of it, like making sure everyone's going to be set up when they start, just, systems. Systems.
We want this challenge to go well,
ready.
Right?
Yeah,
as coaches, exactly. We want to go well for everybody experiencing it. And it's hard to do that for a large group of people. So you really need to have your shit together.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, a lot of fun. So just cruising, just enjoying my training, kind of taking a down week with a lot of things. Like with my training, I'm not pumping the brakes, but I'm easing the reins back a little bit to allow my body. I've been pushing it pretty hard on my body too, coincidentally pushing the business and pushing my body at the same time. They usually go hand in hand like that.
Yeah.
So just resting this week, but still enjoying it, the recovery. And then next week I'll start hitting it again with training, and I got a 5K coming up next weekend. So
nice.
Yeah.
There you go.
I was wrong about the day. I thought it was weird. I was like, why are they doing a 5K on a Sunday evening? No, it was actually Saturday evening, so I got the day wrong. So
the thing you found out before.
Yeah, I went to the gym and the poster was there. I was like, wait a second. I was like, okay, that makes more sense. Dumbass. Yeah, because everybody I told about it, they're like, why are they doing it on a Sunday night? I'm like, I don't know. It's like a benefit, so I don't know.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
We have our meet and greet coming up soon, you guys. August 10th, Bald Rock Hike, Maine. That's the trail, is Bald Rock. It's in Lincolnville, Maine. I got to get that sheet up again because I fucked up the link for probably a few hours.
I saw that. Yeah, we talked about that. Well, you talked about it.
You know.
Hey, that's what happens. I mean,
I threw out my fucking salmon that I meal prepped for myself accidentally the other day. And that
it looked
was
beautiful.
Oh, it was so good. I had I think I had enough for like 2 more meals. But the way I cook the salmon is like I broil it, the skin is on the bottom, and then I flip it, then I put another tinfoil on top. Iris taught me this. And then you kind of peel off the skin and then you season it and you put it back. So what I do is I wrap up the skin part, I set it aside. And then I served myself when it was ready, a piece of it, and then wrap that up. What did I do? I put the fucking skin inside the fridge and threw out the fucking salmon.
Oh.
So when I went to get it the next day, I was like, shut the fuck up. Are you serious right now?
Did you eat the skin?
No, it was fucking nasty. No.
Oh. I only say that because I grilled salmon last night and the skin was crispy, so I could have just eaten it just like that.
Oh yeah, if it was crispy, but
you baked yours. Yeah.
Yeah, so no.
Yeah, that would be just fucking disgusting.
Fucking nasty. So that was amazing.
That's
but I pivoted, It's not. No, it's not. I was looking forward to it too because it was really good with that caramelized onion butter seasoning by Kinder's.
We got to know, Beth, how'd you make your salmon?
I got a recipe from Iris. You just season it with whatever you want, right? Yeah. And then you broil it one side for like 8 minutes, and then you flip it over. You take the skin off, you season it again, and you broil that side for like 8 minutes. So it takes like 15 minutes basically.
Yeah, yeah.
And you season it with whatever you want.
Whatever the fuck you want. I'll share my recipe that I used last night too. People get some ideas here. Hey, we're a fucking cooking show now.
I know.
Speaking of which, join our Patreon.
Yes.
For some recipe.
A lot of people, recipe ideas, guys.
Blowing up lately. There's been a lot of people getting in there, loving the recipes.
Yeah.
And huge shout out to Amy.
Amy Carlin. What's up?
Thank you for your help. Amy is helping us with our Patreon and Facebook group now going forward.
Yeah.
Huge relief for us. So before, if you have sent us messages in Patreon, we apologize. We're slow to getting back to those. We're juggling so many fucking things. Well, Amy is now helping us keep us nerdles on track with all that shit. So thank you, Amy. We love you.
Yeah, thank you, Amy.
Anyway, my recipe for the salmon. I just did grilled salmon last night. Olive oil, salt, pep, a little bit of brown sugar from Kinder's. I saw you use some Kinder's seasoning too.
Yeah.
Kinder's. I love Kinder's seasoning.
So good.
Then that was it. I got my grill piping hot, 6 to 8 minutes, skin down, flipped it 4 minutes or so, and it was perfect.
Yeah.
I cooked it up longer on the 8-minute side for the skin down, and it got that nice skin.
Yeah.
Dutch loved it. I loved it.
Dogs love the salmon. It's good for them.
Yeah, for sure. And we should be eating salmon and seafood a couple times a week, right?
Yeah. Yes, in fact. So my son, he advanced in a belt last night.
Let's go, Johnny.
Jiu-jitsu. Let's just say, I want to talk about jiu-jitsu for a minute, which I'm still learning about the sport. I call it sport.
We'll have to get some of our friends back on to talk about it with.
Yeah. And so here's the thing with jiu-jitsu, right? It takes a very long time to advance.
You're going to suck, from what we hear, right? You're going to suck for a very long time.
And it's all about getting your stripes and your belts, but also, being consistent and showing up, being a team player, all kinds of stuff that they look at when they actually give you a new stripe or belt.
Because they don't just have like you do it this long and you progress, right?
Right. No, there's all these like how many classes do they come to? Like, what's their attitude? How do they grapple? Like, there's all these different things. Shit. Yeah. So he's been doing it for almost 2 years. So it took him a year to get 4 stripes on his first belt, and then 11 months. So he hasn't got anything else since last summer. Last August, he got his last 4th stripe on his belt. So he just yesterday advanced a belt, because after 4 stripes, you go to a new belt. So a year and 11 months to advance to another belt. So let's talk about like the consistency that it takes to get there.
Yeah.
And that you're not consistently getting instant gratification with that sport because you have to consistently show up, right? You don't know when the next time you're going to get a fucking stripe or belt because it takes years. So I just want everyone to listen and, think about what you're trying to do and the fact that you try to get to where you want to be in a fucking week. You know what I'm saying? Like, my 12-year-old is mastering the fact that he knows he just has to be consistent, keep showing up without knowing when you're going to get recognized
there,
or
right?
an achievement or whatever. So take note from a 12-year-old.
For sure. And Johnny isn't doing it to, like, of course he wants to get the stripes and the new belts, right? But that's not why he started jiu-jitsu, right? To chase down these belts and stripes, I would imagine.
I mean, he didn't even know what it was about when he first started. So
right.
I just know
love that. So the way you that was a really great analogy, Beth, because it really does show you patience, consistency, but to not be hyper fixated on the end fucking goal, right?
Right.
It's the process. It's showing up for yourself and honoring yourself along the way through the goods and the bads. And like you said, to start that whole thing was delaying the gratification.
Yeah. And for him to show up knowing that, they don't give that shit away all the time. It's just, you just do it. You're in the game.
You don't get participation ribbons in jiu-jitsu.
No, not at all. And that everyone in there, whoever gets something at whatever time, they celebrate each other. No one's like, oh my God, I didn't get that and you did. That's what I love about that sport. It's such a team, like, togetherness kind of thing.
Even though you're kicking the shit out of each other, right?
Yeah.
But you're doing
you're
kicking the shit out of each other because you love each other.
Yeah.
you
and
know?
his friend Sam, who's a little bit ahead of him, he showed up early because he had class after, because he's actually farther advanced than Johnny, because he's been doing it for a little bit longer. But still, he showed up for his friend because he knew that he was going to get a new belt and he wanted to see him and celebrate him. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to fucking cry.
Yeah.
Here's a 13-year-old showing up to support his friend. So he was advancing to a different belt. I was like,
Dude,
you know what? Right?
And Riker did something like that similar very recently too. Through their fucking baseball tournaments, he's got friends on other teams that they play in the season and stuff, and he wanted to go watch them play in the playoffs and in the tournaments. And even after they had gotten eliminated, which was heartbreaking in itself because Riker's team went undefeated all season and then they lost in the semifinals. Man, it just felt so fucking. It was a tough loss.
That is
like even that. Then it let him stop supporting his fucking friends and showing up, right. We could learn a lot from our kids.
We could. Look at them supporting each other at such a young age. How important is that? We should all be like that.
We should be more like children in a lot of ways. Honestly.
They're not tainted yet. Right.
Stop taking yourself so seriously.
Yeah.
Go out there and fucking make mistakes and hurt yourself, dude. You're going to learn from it. What you were saying about jiu-jitsu there too, the community aspect and supporting each other, I feel like that's also very prevalent in the running community. And we talked about that last week.
I think with any sport that you're in, that they all have their own community. It's finding your community.
Yeah, finding your community. I love that because they're going through the same shit there. They know what the training is like. They know what it takes to get to that point.
Yeah.
And running is a sport. So
Matt's like stuck on this. Let it go. Let it go.
I'm just going to keep poking fun at it. I'm not taking it too seriously, but I'm poking fun at it, right? So it's not like I'm pissed off about it, but I think it's just something incredibly stupid
to say.
It is
so fucking funny. Speaking of running, August 1st is coming up quick, and I'm just realizing that I do my 5K a day in August.
Oh yeah,
and I'm like, son of a bitch. Gonna get ready for that.
Yeah, because did you commit to what you're gonna do? Are you walking it every day or running it every day?
I'm not going to set up unrealistic expectations for myself.
I like that
because I don't want to set myself up to be pissed off, or if I'm not able to do something. So I'll let you guys know what I do some of you may know if you've been following us for a while that every August I do a 5K a day and I ask people to join in. It's just something that I do on my own. You can do it with me if you want. Is I either walk, run, bike, or hike a 5K a day. And this is to raise awareness for addiction because August is my sobriety month, August 21st, 2015. So I'll be 9 years sober this coming August, which is crazy. And so I'll start my 5K day August 1st and do it the entire fucking month. And I usually post in my stories a screenshot of my 5K on my watch or whatever I'm using when I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. And it's such a great cause. And you get so many people involved in it. And I just,
yeah.
And it gets, I think for a lot of people too, that's what's great about this is it's like a community thing and it's a free thing to do. So it's like, why not do it? And for a lot of people, that's that kick in the ass that they need to start making these changes in their life. Either for just moving more, taking their nutrition seriously, or even quitting drinking or drugs or something, right?
Yeah, and there's no rules. Like everyone's like, should I do this? Should I do that? It's like, no, do what you can do. As long as it's a 5K, I don't care if you split it up. There's been times and years that I've had to split up my distance because of life or
it's not
work
called a 5K
at
one time.
You know, I'll just screenshot my first, whatever I get done, and then finish it. As long as I'm getting a 5K a day in, that's all that fucking matters. You know, you got to reduce the fucking stress on yourself. I think
the consistency that you're doing, right?
Yeah.
That you're establishing.
Yeah. And it's, you know, you really got to think about getting 3 miles in a day, honestly. 3.1 to be exact.
That doesn't happen by accident for most people.
No.
Unless you have a really active job or something. But, you know, so.
Whether it's raining, whatever
that's not what we're talking about here, right? The daily steps. It's the intention behind it.
Exactly. It's not about getting the steps. It's about doing something for 3.1 miles every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whether it's biking, hiking, like I said, walking. I don't care if you're fucking crawling. If you can get 5K a day in, that's what it's about.
Yeah, maybe you even start with crawling, and by the end of it,
you know, yeah. I think that's a Martin Luther King saying. It's like you can. What is it? I have it actually written upstairs, and I can't fucking remember it. If you can't walk, run. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, run. If you,
dude, I saw that. I saw that same quote today. That's no way. That is MLK.
I mean, I have to look it up now.
I was looking for some inspiration this morning, and that was one of the things that came up.
If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep on moving.
Yes.
Fucking love it. It's my favorite. And so that's how that's like the theme.
Mm-hmm. Keep on moving, right? Because what do we see is like an object in motion stays in motion.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's cool too. I posted a quote this morning that was inspired by that quote and a quote from Albert Einstein that your body gets really good at what you do or don't do, right? Mm-hmm. So if you're just sitting down on the couch all day every day, if you're living a sedentary lifestyle, your body is going to get really fucking good at that. Your body wants to be efficient. Yeah. But if you're moving your body every day, your body wants to be efficient at that. So you're going to start getting better. You're going to start expending less energy to move. So you're going to feel better. And it's just that trickle down effect, right? Yeah. So like, that's why you just got to start. You just got to start and then just never stop. That doesn't mean never take a day off though, either. I want to be perfectly clear here. Like,
exactly.
There's a big difference between, hashtag no days off and listening to your body and taking actual intentional rest.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah. I was just thinking about how I used to run myself to the ground when I first quit drinking and started running. I admittedly overdid it because quitting drinking was really fucking hard. So running was just something I could escape to and take my mind off running. It was hard as fuck, but it made me feel good and accomplished when I did it. So I got plantar fasciitis, shin splints, you name it. I was fucking hurting, but I still continued on.
But that was so huge for you though, too, in a way, like to push through that, right? Even though you weren't necessarily listening to your body because you were doing that for, I mean, it's something like you needed to, right?
Right.
You needed to go through that.
It was my something I can look forward to.
Instead
because I needed something else besides going to alcohol, and that was it for me. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
And I was gonna say, speaking of recovery, there too. Have you tried the new salve yet? From
you know what?
Nutrition?
No, I haven't even opened the package. I need to. That's how crazy it's been. But yeah, I want to because that's gonna be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Have you tried it?
I am loving it. I've used it every night since I got it. I got it
nice
Sunday night, I used it on my ankles because I went for a much harder long run on Sunday than I thought I was going to be. I did a 10-mile run around downtown Fremont, crossing the river, so the bridges and a lot of incline hills and stuff.
Yeah.
And that beat me up. My ankles were feeling at the end of the night. So I used the salve to roll it on, and it provided literal immediate relief to my stiff ass ankles and my cranky ankles on that night. And then I also I used it for, I got some sciatica going on in my right, it's showing itself in my right glute. I only notice it like when I'm sitting down with my legs extended. So like at the end of the night, right? That's a common way that a lot of people feel their sciatica.
Yeah.
So I use that to just ease that sensation there, makes it go away.
Yeah.
Nice. And then last night, just helped me feel better and ease into restful night so I can get a good night's sleep, because I've really been working my sleep hygiene too.
Yeah. I saw that. So. That's awesome.
So yeah, really exciting. So I'm loving the salve. And do you pronounce it salve or salve or sol?
Say salve.
Salve. Yeah.
Yeah. Salve.
Yeah.
Solve.
Like tomato.
Yeah. I guess wherever you're from is however you would pronounce it, you know. I know some people say sneakers and some people say tennis shoes. I say sneakers.
True. Yeah. Soda or pop.
Yeah. I say soda.
Cola or Coke.
Right. Right.
So yeah, the salve, I'm really excited for it. And that was something that we were both interested in from them too, right? Like we're like,
I was waiting for them to come out with something like that. I'm pumped.
I remember when we were in Vegas, when we were talking to Will and the team, and Joe and the team, and they either had it already or they were working on it. So
yeah,
this is just convenient, great timing that we asked them about it, and they're like, yeah, like, well, this is one of our underrated sellers. I'm like, well, let's see what we can do about that, because I fucking love it. I am loving it. So guys, if you're listening and you're looking
and you have aches and pains,
literal. You've used salves before. You guys know that's what they do. Try the one out from Cured Nutrition. We really love it. You can use our coupon code CTC. You'll get 20% off of your order of salve or Serenity gummies, or my other personal favorite right now is the Rise. I've been using that 3 weeks now, every morning with my morning vitamin D and my anxiety meds, and it's been making such a huge difference in my cognition.
I feel like my sleep, because I have an Oura ring and I love tracking my sleep, because sleep is we all know sleep is so fucking important, especially everybody, not especially, but I've noticed my sleep has been so good. Like my trending sleep line is like heading in the upward direction. Like I'm getting solid fucking amazing like sleep right now these days. And I think it's really from the gummies. I take those religiously. Like, before it was like here and there, but now every late afternoon, almost like I'd say either right before dinner or after, I take one every night, basically every late like evening. And I swear to God, my sleep has just improved so fucking much. It's insane.
I love too that you posted something about that on your Instagram, I think last week.
Yeah, and I was posting my stats. You're not
just feeling it, right? You're not just going off of your feeling. You have actual data to look at, because
and that's what's cool. And even I think we talked to Will about this. Is like people started actually noticing their Oura ring and their sleep. Like the data is there.
The data is there.
You can't make this shit up,
Right. So that, I love that.
My resting heart rate is even a lot lower. Like it's in the 49s, like 50s when I'm sleeping.
Dude, that's nice.
That's fucking low, right?
Dude, you're fucking fit.
Seriously. So yeah. Yesterday was a 49. That's fucking awesome for a 50-year-old, 50-year-old woman,
Yes.
Yeah, and my sleep is like in the 80s, 90s. Which is really good. And like my HRV is good, like everything. It's just, I've also been really focusing on making sure that I have a good sleep routine, because I didn't for such a long time, like stress and all that stuff. So,
well, I hear you, because I've been working on my sleep hygiene. I noticed myself, I was developing some really shitty sleeping habits. And a lot of it was, I attribute it to just being out of my normal routine, because I've been spending so much time at Sarah's, literally like 50% of my time at Sarah's. I'm out of my normal routine.
Yeah.
My bedtime routine was fucked. It was jacked up. I was drifting closer to 1 o'clock and then waking up at 7.
Oh, wow.
And my body is very good with waking up. It'll always wake up within a 30-minute window, usually between 7 and 7:30 naturally.
Yeah.
No matter what time I go to bed.
Yeah.
So
same.
So my goal this week has been to be in bed by midnight every night. That gives me 7 solid hours. And I've been noticing that, because I got my new fitness tracker too. I'm really excited.
Oh, nice. Yes.
I've been wearing this a couple weeks now. Suunto running watch. I'm already seeing my sleep data improve just from these 3 or 4 days of being intentional with getting in bed in time. Because I already have other good sleep habits with keeping my phone downstairs and things like that. So I'm going to see how that improves. And then from there, I'll just keep tinkering, right? Adding things, changing my routine. And then at some point, once I have a good grasp of things, I'll start fucking around with the Cured Nutrition Zen nightcaps and stuff too, to see if that can help me improve the sleep quality. So, because I was taking them for a while there, but I stopped. So.
Oh, yep.
Cool. So, we love this shit. Like, I love nerding out. Like, that was one of the things about the Aura ring, right? And I don't think I've had a tracker in like 2 years. I haven't worn one. So
yeah,
you're seeing the nerd side of me come out now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the sleep and stress data. I really do. Because even my doctor, she was like, pay attention to what your stress looks like during the day, because she was trying to help me with stress management. Also, my sleep, my lack of sleep was affecting me being more stressed. So now I noticed that even though all these crazy things are happening, I'm still able to manage it. And I'm not like acting like a fucking psycho.
Sleep
I'm
is
not
the literal foundation.
It seriously is. Yeah. I'm able to, it's like, okay, this is happening. Let's just figure out.
We need to get a sleep expert on here.
We do.
Like a literal sleep expert, not a self-proclaimed one on.
That's one thing we have not had on here yet.
Correct.
Well, let's look into that.
We will. Yeah. And if anybody has any recommendations, we'll throw them at us. We'll vet them, and maybe we know them personally too. So we definitely need to dive into that.
Yeah, absolutely. For sure.
Poor sleep is, I mean, I made a post today about sleep, actually. And that's the story that the post that went into the internet and just disappeared after I posted it. It's gone.
That's so nuts.
I stitched, that Chris guy. He's like one of those personal trainers. He spells his name with a K. It's like Chris K or something like that. He's one of those crazy personal trainers that makes a lot of crazy claims and works with celebrities. So he thinks he's like all that. Well, he made a video like, I go to bed at 1 o'clock and wake up at 4 o'clock every day. Sleep is a belief system. I'm like, sleep is a belief system. So that's all I have to do. Body, you're going to get 4 hours of fucking sleep and you're going to deal with it. Stop being a little bitch. That's not how it works.
Oh my God.
That was the gist of the video, but it's gone.
Right. Like a fart in the wind. That sucks. I would be pissed. That's why that's why I do not make videos on Instagram ever.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck this shit.
There's no backup for it. I usually I was on my walk, right? So I didn't want to get into a complicated video. I just wanted to point and shoot, and fuck me, right? For wanting to make things simplified. So
what happens.
That's what happens. But I'm not going to let that discourage me. I'm not going to throw in the towel. Oh my God, this thing happened to me. Why did that happen? Fuck it, I quit.
I know, right?
I'm gonna do it.
How do you guys do though? I mean, honestly, like, it blows me away the amount of people that just give up on themselves from minor inconveniences.
Like from a fart in the wind, like you just
literally
said. Like a little fart in the wind can knock them off course.
You know what? Like something happens in your schedule that throws you off.
Because we're so rigid with our routines and our belief systems.
It's like, stop being so fucking rigid. Stop giving yourself unrealistic expectations. It's like, you got to learn how to roll with the punches of life, because this shit's going to happen to you all the fucking time. Always have a fucking way to pivot.
Yeah.
Pivot, fucking A. Pivot.
Yeah, these are cognitive distortions, guys. These are thinking errors. Black and white thinking is usually why you're not able to be consistent. And why you can't pivot. Because Beth and I talk about pivoting a lot, but the thing about pivoting is really just being consistent, figuring out a way to be consistent. If you break it down, it's not this special fucking thing. It's an ability. It's like resiliency, right? It's a skill. That's allowing us to be consistent ultimately.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, if something happens, you have to go through the drive-through. You are in full control of what you fucking order.
Can we talk about the fucking drive-through for a minute?
If it's McDonald's or what? Like, literally, you guys, like,
people have no fucking time, but they're always sitting in a damn drive-through.
And those drive-throughs, trust me, where I am,
20 minutes to go through a McDonald's drive-through,
is like 30 minutes.
No time.
I'd rather cook food at my house and wait 30 minutes in McDonald's fucking line.
Yeah.
Like, why? Why am I doing this to myself?
Yeah, or you can literally walk into the fucking McDonald's, get a few extra steps, and still be quicker.
Yeah.
Tell me you have no time, but you're going to sit in a drive-thru and then you're going to complain about not getting steps, but you're not going to take the opportunities you get to take the steps. Stop being lazy.
Yeah.
I went to, and I'm going to put up a disclaimer here. A lot of people were probably in the drive-thru at Walgreens because maybe they have mobility issues and they can't get out of the car. I understand that. But I went to Walgreens yesterday to pick up a prescription. The line was wrapped around the entire fucking building. It was like a Chick-fil-A, Beth.
Fuck that.
I walked right in and picked up my prescription. I was in and out in 2 minutes.
You shitting me?
Those cars hadn't moved in the time that I went in and out. I am not shitting you.
Isn't that crazy? Convenience is fucking killing you.
Yeah.
Okay? Convenience is fucking killing your ass. I swear to God. like all these things that makes it convenient. And like Matt said, disclaimer, we're not talking about people that actually need to utilize these convenient things, because there are people that need
they're
to
there
do
for
this,
a
right?
reason. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But because you're lazy? No.
If you're a fucking able person, get your fucking ass out of the car, walk into the fucking store, and do all that. What about like grocery shopping, Instacart? You're getting your shit delivered to your front door. Do you actually really need to do that? What'd you do before this? You went to the grocery store. You know what I'm saying?
How do we live without technology?
How the fuck, I mean, seriously, I was around when we had MapQuest, okay? We didn't have
MapQuest.
We didn't have our fucking iPhones.
Tell you what, I was a teenager with MapQuest, like 16 years old, trying to learn how to drive and find where to go. That was a nightmare. I ended up in the ghetto of Detroit so many times. 8 Mile Road. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I remember when me and my brother were traveling cross country. I think this is when like the fucking iPhone just came out. And literally it was like my first iPhone. But we still had to like pull over and figure out, because, this wasn't.
MapQuest would take you to a fucking middle of the ocean and keep driving.
Yeah.
And so does Apple Maps though, guys, by the way.
Yeah. If you don't have to use something for convenience, go do it.
Yeah.
Don't be a lazy fuck. Okay. Seriously. Yeah. Don't be a lazy fuck.
That's one of the only times you'll probably hear us say stuff like that.
Doing this with love. But if you can actually go to the grocery store and walk around and get some fucking steps, do it. Right. Stop ordering shit online and getting it delivered to your front fucking door, like Uber Eats and all that. Guys, like
as a society, I don't know what the stats are, but we're doing like 3,000 steps a day.
You want to wonder why people were an early death. You want to know why people in the 70s and 80s were thinner? Because they fucking moved. They moved. Okay, they fucking moved. They didn't sit down and work at computer desks. They had hard labor jobs. They were fucking outside. They were actually mowing their own lawn.
They were fucking outside, Beth?
That too. I mean, would suck.
Yeah, what a time to be alive.
So they didn't have like remote control fucking lawnmowers. Seriously, get off your fucking ass and push a mower.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Maybe it's because I grew up in that era and I know like what it's like.
Yeah.
To actually
it's not like you're a 20-year-old fucking fitness influencer saying these things.
I'm 51 fucking years old. I grew up in the 70s and 80s, and we did everything.
Right. And I think me personally, I grew up in that. I'm a
middle area.
Millennial. I'm in that interesting generation that was right where things were still done manually, but technology was starting to just come around.
Right. Yeah. It was starting to peak.
So I know what it was like as well. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And like we said, like
we're definitely on a pedestal right now, preaching guys right now. But this is so fucking important.
But it's true. You got to really think about this. Think about how much you're not moving and not doing now. We got to stop blaming the past and blaming everything and just take fucking control of our own actions, because that's what you are in full control over.
You are.
So take a look at what you're doing for convenience and what maybe you can actually do without delivery and, not parking.
You need your toilet paper sent automatically from Amazon every week? No.
Yeah.
No.
It's literally like all you're doing is add to cart. That's literally all you're doing. You're sitting on your fucking ass and you're buying a bunch of shit and adding it to cart. That's what you're doing.
They're getting dopamine hits from doing that too, by the way.
Seriously.
This is how people are getting their dopamine and getting their fixes. Mm-hmm. And it's detrimental to their health. They can also get the dopamine by doing some exercise or walking.
Yeah.
Or telling somebody they love them or hug them.
It's so sad because a lot of people, they don't want to put in the work because they actually really do believe, and I truly believe this, that it's just going to fucking fall into their lap.
Or they believe they're broken.
Like, I shouldn't have to do this. Well, you fucking do. All right.
Yeah.
You really do.
I shouldn't have to. Yeah, that's something, right?
I really don't want to do this. Okay, well, what do you want to do? What do you want then? Then you. Really
I want to sit on my ass and eat Twinkies and play video games all day. In fact, I've done that, and I was miserable. Fuck.
That's the thing. Yeah, I've done that too, and I thought it was the life. But let me tell you, if I was doing that now, I'd be fucking miserable.
Yeah, I was that was what, my early 20s when I was doing that.
Yeah,
I'm healthier now.
Sleeping till 3 p.m., drinking till 2 a.m.
Yep.
Being a fucking
those are the things I wanted to do, and if I would have continued doing those, I would be on a very bad path now. I just ran into an old teacher the other day, and she looks incredible. She looks incredible. She walks every day. She walks every day. She eats well for the most part. Like, we caught up for 30 minutes. I haven't seen her since like first grade, dude.
Wow.
She looked like she's aged, and she's 70 years old. She's been retired for like 10 years. Looks incredible.
That's awesome.
she's doing these things we talk about. I just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah. What's her name?
Mrs. Crispin. I don't even know her first
Crispin.
name, but it's hi, Mrs. Crispin. I doubt she's listening. I don't think she knows what I do, but I always
Way to go, Mrs. Crispin.
For a while, I got embarrassed when people locally found out what I did, but now everybody.
Oh my God. It's so, I know. And when people ask what I do, I never go into detail. I just say I'm an online nutrition and fitness coach.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's cool. I don't want to be like, yeah, I'm on fucking blah, blah, blah.
What
like, shut
really
up.
weirds me out when people talk about the podcast and they talk about it to like friends and family. I'm like, oh, like that's like, it just feels weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, speaking of that too, little segue here. Did you listen to that voice message that I sent you?
I did, from Todd, right?
To Todd really quickly. I know
yes.
he's listening. Todd is a listener of ours. And he sent like a 3.5 minute long voice message. And I saw that. I was like, whoa, what is this all about? But it was such the nicest message. And he said, you probably get this all the time. And I was like, you know what? We do get nice messages, but it's always nice to get those, you know?
Yeah.
And especially a voice message like that. So Todd shared some of his story with us. You know, he's been listening to us for a couple of years and he's just so grateful for us. But he was talking about how he's been going through some tough times recently, right?
Yeah. He had a big move.
He had a big move for a job. He was dealing with like the anniversary of his father's death and just a lot of lifestyle changes. But he just talked about, you know, he's gained a little bit of weight and everything, like 10 pounds back of his 40 pounds that he had lost. And he's like, but that's okay. Like, I understand, like, I'm in a better place now. I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
And it's like, he's just describing like these seasons of life things that we're talking about and how he gets it. So Todd, thanks for the voice message. Yeah, shout out to you, Todd. That was incredible. Thanks for sharing that message. I'm not even going to send him a voice message. I'll just tell him to listen to the podcast because we give him a shout out. So
you should be proud of yourself, Todd.
For sure, man. Yeah,
seriously, because that's what it's about. It's like knowing
that's the consistency.
You know what to do. It's like he knows what to do. He's confident in the fact that he had a minor setback. I don't even know if I would call it a setback.
Just a season of life. It wasn't a setback.
And you know, you just move forward.
Mm-hmm. Like he moved fucking into a different state, into a fucking different job.
It's a lot, you know?
Yeah. And he's doing what he can do and he managed it. And he's ready to get back to it. He's coming out of that season of life where it was a little bit tougher. Now he's entering that season of life where it's going to be easier. And he attributes that because he was still consistent throughout that process, doing what he was able to do, right? Like he said a lot in that 3.5 minute message and it was incredible. Yeah. But we wanted to hammer down the importance of consistency in this episode, I think.
It's real life, folks.
Yeah, and he also
let's stop living in delusion. I feel like a lot of people are living in fucking delusion, living a life of illusion. Joe Walsh song, you know, it's like you got to be realistic.
How so? What do you mean they like in a world of delusion?
Like the world of instant gratification, delusion, the fact that people think that nothing is ever going to get in their way. Pivoting is going to be something you're going to have to do consistently. Stop trying to be perfect and manage like your fat loss and thinking that nothing is going to get in the way. It's that you let things get in the way. You're
I
like
love that.
Delusional in the fact that you think that's just going to be a perfect fucking journey.
You can something can happen to you. Something's going to happen to you 100%. But then you're faced with a choice. Do I do something about this or I do nothing about it, right?
It's what you do.
It's still a choice.
That matters. Right? It's not what happens to you. It's how you fucking deal with it is what matters the most, really.
We've both been talking about these fixed mindsets and these growth mindsets a lot recently, right? Because it's so fucking important.
Yeah. I've been hearing a lot of, and that's funny you say like the fixed mindset, because there's a lot of people in my DMs like, I don't want to track. I hate tracking. I hate this. I'm never going to do this. Like all these like fixed mindsets. Like, okay, so why are you saying this? Did you maybe had a bad experience? Is it because it's confusing? It was hard? You know, most things are hard in the beginning because you don't know. And I made that video this morning. It's like, do you think everyone that opens a MyFitnessPal app knows what the fuck to do with it? No.
Do you think Johnny was awesome at jujitsu that day one? Yeah, I got his ass kicked.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You just got to keep showing up.
We're gonna
you don't just give up when shit gets hard. Oh God, I can't track I don't know the calories at the restaurant. I'm just wondering, what's we doing? I just don't know how. It's like, stop being a little whiny baby. And fucking, put your fucking big girl pants on and understand that nothing is ever fucking perfect. Be okay with that.
This is that tough love that y'all need sometimes. It doesn't mean you need
to stop and quit. And it's, oh my God, it's so hard. Oh, well, it's probably harder to be where you are for the rest of your life. That's actually, to me, harder than trying to figure out an app.
Hard.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You literally choose your hard every
These
single
are all choices,
day.
Guys. And here's the thing, like, we're going to be here for a while on this planet. We only have a limited amount of time as well. Know. So why don't we make the most of it? Mm-hmm. And stop being such a negative fucking Nancy all the time.
Seriously.
A Debbie fucking Downer and just doubting yourself. Like, you guys drive yourselves into the ground with this self-doubt and shaming and guilt, and it's like good enough, and you're shitting yourself. Like, what the fuck is it all for?
I know.
And you're pushing yourself to an earlier grave by stressing about these fucking things. I promise you are.
Stop living in Victimville on Catastrophe Street. Okay. Seriously. It's like you're straight going to Victimville. Today, I know. I love this shit. Catastropheville, fucking Victimville. Fuckville. You literally pick one, Stop going there.
Stop going there. No, it's a fucking terrible place to live. It's chaos there. There's no law and order in Fuckville.
Right? Seriously.
Yes.
Everything is a catastrophe. Oh my God.
If you treat it like that, yeah.
What's that? When Esther came on our podcast, I love her. Start looking for solutions and stop looking for fucking problems, because you're going to find problems if you keep looking for them. Start looking for solutions, because there's a solution for everything.
Be a problem solver, not a problem creator.
Correct. Mm-hmm. Speaking of which, actually, Esther and her son are going to come meet us again, which I'm and Crystal's coming.
Mandy, and for a couple of days, getting the crew together.
We're getting our hiking crew, our hiking main peeps.
Mm-hmm. So I think a few people have RSVP'd to it already. So we haven't promoted it much yet, but we know for the most part, like there are going to be a lot of people there.
I need to do that on my actual Facebook page, because I have a lot of locals on there. I just need to do that actually.
I can post one too, and tag you in it if you'd like.
Okay.
Yeah. Or if you want to do that, whatever. We'll both do it. There's no rules.
There aren't.
There aren't any rules.
We make the fucking rules. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there are no rules, guys. All those rule followers out there thinking that nutrition has fucking rules. There are rules.
Yeah. And that's that rigidness.
The only rule there is for nutrition, for fat loss, is you need to be in a fucking calorie deficit. Okay?
Literally the only rule.
That is the golden fucking rule. Okay?
The golden rule of fat loss.
Other than that,
calorie fucking deficit.
You got a calorie fucking deficit.
Right. You can eat Twinkies and lose fat if you're in a calorie deficit. That doesn't mean I'm saying do that, but you can.
Yeah.
And if you don't like that, I don't care. It's not your feelings aren't facts.
Right.
I love saying that one. Doesn't Lane Norton have a shirt?
He does. Facts don't give a fuck about your feelings.
Yeah, I love it.
That's true.
It is very true. It is very true. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, do we have anything else that we want to discuss? We have the hike coming up. We just dropped 150th episode. Like, that was no big deal. It's like, we're coming up on our 3 year. Like, wow, we're just cruising, 3 years strong now at this point, I think.
That's so crazy.
One of these episodes is going to be our 3 year anniversary, because I think we started it in August of 2021.
Wow.
It was right around the time you were doing your 5K a day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
nice. Sweet.
Okay. Let's go, Nerdle.
Let's go.
All right. Well, you have a good one. Everybody else have a good one too.
You too. All right.
Again, just special thank you to our sponsors of the show, Cured Nutrition, for hooking us up with the salve. We love it. We love it, and all their other products. If you guys are interested, check them out. You can use our code CTC for 20% off. Yeah. We'll see y'all later.
Okay, bye.
Hope you enjoyed this episode, so why not share with a friend who needs to hear it? Send us a DM on Instagram or email us at cutthecrappod@gmail.com and join our Patreon at patreon.com/cutthecrappodcast. As always, we appreciate you, and thanks for being here.